Georgia is coming off of a 43-6 win over Missouri. This game wasn't really close. Georgia started off really slow in this game. Both teams in the first drive each punted the ball. Missouri went on a decent drive, 7-play, 33-yard, and they were able to get a field goal. Georgia turns around, scores a touchdown on a fourth down conversion, a 35-yard touchdown to Arian Smith. And then on, it was all Georgia. So early on in this game, it was closer than what we'd want. Georgia again starts pretty slow with Stetson Bennett at quarterback. Defense played really good again. Total offense for Missouri ranked inside, I think, the top 25 before this game. Georgia only gave up about 100 or 270 yards, which is way under Missouri's average. So that's good. Georgia had a block punt in this game. Georgia wasn't able to create a turnover, though, other than that block punt, but it turned out to be a safety. But still, Georgia's defense played really, really good in this game. Missouri's offensive game plan came in with two different QBs. Both QBs could move. Macon actually led Missouri in rushing yards with 11 carries, 42 yards. He had a couple nice runs for Missouri. Missouri only averaged 3.5 yards per carry. That's slightly above the average Georgia gives up per game coming into this game, but that's way under what Missouri gets. Tyler Batty, one of the most underrated players in the country. He was held to 9 carries, 41 yards, and he had 5 catches for 10 yards. So that's nothing really big, and that's really, really good. You look at him in the past, 3 games, Tyler Batty, he was looking at, I think, over 200 yards per game in the past 3 games, which is insane. But offensively for Georgia, Stetson Bennett, you look at the stats. The stats look good. How he actually played. A lot of the downfield throws for Stetson Bennett were jump balls and made by the wide receivers. Let's just be real here. We got to see JT Daniels though. He threw a couple running back screen passes, swing passes. He threw a slot screen pass. He looked like he was going to throw a deep ball on a play action on, I think, his second drive, but he got hit when he threw it and it turned out to be incomplete. He did throw an interception. He had Jermaine Burton wide open in the slot. If Jermaine Burton would have caught that would have been a touchdown. And if JT Daniels would have put the ball on the money, that would have been a touchdown. But it is what it is. So there's your quarterback play. Again, we'll go back to Stetson Bennett. He played good. Just a lot of the throws that he made downfield were made by the wide receivers, if we're being completely honest here. Karis Jackson had a nice run early in the second. Actually, I think he had a nice run to start the third quarter. But Jermaine Burton had a couple really good catches. Arian Smith made a really good catch. That was the first touchdown. Marcus Rosemy saved what looked like to be an interception for Missouri back in the second quarter. He saved Stetson Bennett from that. But running the ball was kind of an issue today, at least in my opinion. Missouri is the worst rated rush defensive team in the country. They gave up almost 300 yards rushing per game. Georgia only had 168 yards rushing, 33 attempts. That's about 5.1 yards per carry, which is good, but still not good enough. You see, you had a couple of these rushes came from the wide receivers. So running the ball was kind of an issue. This was probably Missouri's best, and in fact, this was Missouri's best game rush defense-wise, which is insane. This is the same Missouri team that gave up 260 yards rushing to Southeast Missouri State, who only has 2 or 3 wins in the FCS. And Southeast Missouri State isn't even top 70 in FCS rushing the football. So rushing the ball, rush defense for Missouri has always been the issue, and they didn't look as bad. Georgia only had 13 carries in the second half, but Georgia had 20 carries in the first half for just 67 yards. That is terrible. That's 3.5 yards per carry. That's not what Georgia thrives on. Stetson Bennett had 2 carries for 10 yards. He didn't get sacked today. Georgia had 2 sacks in this game. So yeah,